What's going on, guys? This is the review of the Alphafly 3s from Nike. So guys, finally got these shoes. These are probably the first running shoe I really had to fight to get in general releases. Honestly, I've missed twice on these, and you've probably seen tons and tons of review on this shoe, but I wanted to give you guys another one, honestly, because it is worth the hype, it's worth the price, and I'm already spoiling how I'm gonna review this shoe, but it is honestly one of the best shoes for running out there. So let's talk about the upper first. So the upper on this shoe is what they're calling the Atomic Knit. It's a full upper, like a whole sock lining type of shoe. The tongue and the whole heel and the upper is is all together, and is super transparent and breathable. Like, you can see the inside of the shoe, you can see the inside, if you see all that, that's the whole inside of the shoe. So it's all one whole thing, and it definitely makes it super comfortable, but super also just fitting, right? So when you put the shoe on, there's nothing to fix. It's just you tie the laces and you feel secure in the shoe, in the upper. I will say that the knit on this definitely feels not durable. It feels like you're going to rip as you run, but overall I've run a ton in these shoes and they haven't ripped yet. It does have slightly you can see it coming kind of off a little bit, but I've seen a lot of this shoe on the internet, and it seems to be the thing of these shoes. But I'm guessing the technology on this makes it be like, hey, it's not gonna rip, it just looks like it. But that's my only fault about the upper, is that it kind of really brings your toes together, so it's kind of like a narrow feeling in this upper, and that it looks like it might come off, but it doesn't. When you get to the laces, it has a lockdown lace, so as you tie these shoes, it has the bumps on them so that when you tie them, it won't come off as you're running, and it definitely hasn't come off at all as I've run miles and miles in these shoes. It's definitely a tight fit, so you have to have this unlaced, in my opinion, have these unlaced so that you can put this here. I've had the shoes tied up, and there's no way I'm putting them on, at least not with feeling like I'm gonna break the shoe. But if you unlace these shoes and you put your shoe in and your foot in it, definitely feels super secure when you tie the shoes. So it's a whole upper here, one upper that's all fused together. When we get to the midsole, this is pretty much their bread and butter for why they're running fast. They have two technologies in them. They have the Air Zoom, the bubbles that you can see here in the front, and then they have the whole Zoom X mid foam. So it's two technologies of Nike's in one shoe that makes it really, really fast. And I definitely like the way it looks, to be honest. It's like one whole midsole that makes me love the design of the shoe. The Alpha 2s had big criticism because it was like they had this one part here and then this big gap in the middle, and then you would have the Zoom foam on the other side. So honestly, I'm glad they made this one whole piece because the aesthetics looks good, makes it look good, and honestly, I believe it made it a better shoe. Also, because people were complaining about the arch support, or they used to get blisters because of that that part that was missing in the previous model. Then, if you can see in the outsole, there is the carbon fiber right here. That's one long carbon fiber that goes through the whole shoe, which makes it really responsive in every step. And we'll talk about that in a second. These shoes are super light, probably one of the lightest shoes I have in my collection, and also that the heel drop in these are going to be an 8mm drop. So these shoes, I'm going to say definitely get them in your size. These shoes right here are a 9.5 in men, and I definitely feel they are on the tighter side, but it is a more narrow feeling. So Nike is super known for having a narrow type shoe, and you can feel it in this. This upper here feels like it's really constricting my toes, and I definitely feel like my other shoes have a more wide fit feeling. I feel like my other shoes have a wide fit for them. So overall, this shoe, while this shoe is comfortable when it comes to the midfoot and striking, I definitely feel like the upper is kind of constricting in my toes, but you really don't feel it as you're running. But I can feel the difference between this type of fit to a shoe such as the Lululemon running shoes that have a wide. So I'm going to talk about first how these shoes performed on long runs. So I'm definitely not a 42K runner, but I'm definitely been running about around 6K a lot recently. And honestly, these shoes have maybe the most comfortable shoe to run in all my collection. For when it comes to long runs, I feel like I can keep running at a fast pace the whole time. I did my first run in them, I believe, was just a 3K, and it was amazing, smooth pace that I can hold the whole time, but not the pace that I want. It definitely makes you run faster, but I've definitely ran multiple times in them, and honestly, it's a very, very fast shoe. I've definitely tested out against shoes that don't have a carbon fiber shoe in them and other shoes that do have a carbon fiber plate. Overall, these were the fastest shoes that I have. I'm able to run at a pace, and it definitely makes you run faster than you really want to. But honestly, the foam in this is so comfortable that even if you're running faster, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as your cardiovascular system is up to par, you can definitely run faster than you want to in these shoes, but at a comfortable feeling with these shoes. When it comes to tempo running, these are actually wouldn't be the shoes I would choose. And I know that might be shocking, but I've tested these out on other shoes that I have, and these shoes, you can't really change a pace on them. These make you run faster than you really want to. So when you do tempo running, you want to be able to run fast, but then throttle back the intensity of your run just to be able to go from fast to slow, fast, slow. Like if you're going from an 8 RPE type of running to a 3, these shoes make you run faster than you want to. So while that might be a good thing, in some tempo runs, I want to be able to speed up and then slow down to catch my breath. These shoes just don't let you do that. So when it comes to interval training, I definitely would choose something else than these. When it comes to choosing these shoes as an everyday runner, I definitely feel like there's other options out there that are not as expensive as this, because this can retail after taxes over $300. You can definitely find other shoes that are cheaper for daily wear, as in daily runners. But overall, you're definitely going to love running in these when it comes time to time. But definitely these are more made for a race day type shoe. You want to use these either for leading up to a race, just so you can get comfortable in this shoe and learn how you can run in them, because definitely it takes some time to get used to how these shoes make you run faster and try to hold a pace in these shoes that make you feel comfortable. But if you're looking for daily runners, I believe there's other cheaper options that you can use for them, and this is more for when you're ready to run that marathon, or at least train for a marathon in these shoes, just not everyday basic running. Overall, when it comes to long distance, this shoe is #1 for me. It is my #1 shoe that I would rather run in all the time, except when I'm doing tempo running. Tempo running, I'd rather a couple other shoes, and I definitely tested this out against basic running shoes, such as the ones from Under Armour or from Lululemon's, even Rad. I definitely feel like these are #1 when it comes to all the bells and whistle, but when it comes to interval training, I definitely would choose something else, because there's a purpose to interval training. If you ask me if I'm running a couple miles, I'm definitely choosing this shoe. If I was a marathon runner, this would be the shoe I would choose to run in. When it comes to overall daily wear, you can definitely find something on the cheaper side that can help you achieve if you're just a basic runner. If you're an inspired runner for marathons and other type of shoes, this would be the shoe for you. This shoe retails for $285, and they're super hard to obtain. Honestly, they've sold out probably, I think, 3 times in this colorway, the prototype colorway, and they're about to come out with some more colorways, but I anticipate that it's always going to be a quick sellout, because these shoes are worth the hype on these. Thank you so much, guys, for watching another video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps me out so much. Please comment and like the video as well, and let me know what you guys want me to review on the next one. See you.